We're just going to get started now. So the first thing to do is to get some hot water. So if you haven't boiled your kettle yet, pop that on boil while we're chatting. So boil your kettle, or you can pop the water in the pan and it will heat up. It's just a bit faster to boil your kettle. You don't need a lot of water because you definitely don't want it to bubble. You're just going to fill about an inch of water at the bottom of your saucepan. And then you're going to put your bowl or jug inside so it can sit and float in there, so there's water all the way around it. And then you're going to tip
Lindsay,
yeah.
Sorry to disturb you. What weight are the chocolate drops? And is that cocoa powder or cacao?
So this is cacao butter that you've got. So you should have it in your little set.
Yeah. What weight is that?
So that's 50 grams.
50 grams.
50 grams of cacao powder. Oh, yes, true. Actually, I haven't told you what's in there. So 50 grams of cacao butter, 2 tablespoons of cacao powder, and 2 tablespoons of maple syrup.
May I ask a question, please?
Yes, go for it.
Can I ask what's the difference between cacao powder and cocoa powder, please?
Yes, I used to think that people who said cacao powder were just being a little bit fancy. It's not actually. It turns out there's a difference. So cocoa powder has been refined. Cacao powder is unrefined cocoa powder. If you've only got cocoa powder,
yes, that's what I've got.
Don't worry about it. It just means that you're not getting as much of the nutrients and antioxidants from your chocolate.
Okay.
So
I thought you were just pronouncing it posh.
Very nice.
That's what I think. I told you.
Pronounce it
So you're going to tip your cacao butter into the jug or the bowl that's floating in water. You should be able to see what I've done on this screen. If you want to pin, in fact, I can pin it. You can totally go to, if I pin this one, you will see that one big.
Okay.
Or is that only for me?
50 grams.
If you pin the screen where you can't see my head, you can just see what's
yeah, got it.
Get it there. Then it'll be easier for you to see what's happening. You don't really need to see me, but I thought it was weird to just have no head. So we put it, you can leave it to just naturally melt. If you want to speed it up a little bit, just put it on medium heat. You don't want the water to be bubbling because you definitely don't want any water inside your chocolate bowl. Now, while that's melting, I can explain a little bit more. So I think most of you, in fact, all of you already know about doTERRA essential oils. So I actually don't even need to tell you a huge amount about them. So I just wanted to just tell you about the ingredients though. So the cacao butter, again, it's cacao butter. I get these big bags. This is a kilo bag. I've also had 2 kilo bags from Seven Hills. You can get it on Amazon or you can get it directly from Seven Hills. So trying to support them directly as opposed to just the one thing. We get our cacao powder either from Seven Hills as well, or this one is from Costco. Always go for organic cacao powder and organic cacao butter because again, obviously we want high quality ingredients. And then the maple syrup, again, we either get from Amazon or from Costco if they have it, but always organic maple syrup as well. And then of course your oils. So if you didn't know it, and if you needed any other excuses to eat chocolate, chocolate is actually very good for you. So cacao powder particularly is really high in antioxidants. So it's really good for helping to just capture any of those free radicals that you have going on. So it is a very nourishing, it's a superfood. So there is a genuine reason to eat chocolate. You just need to have it in a form that isn't refined and that doesn't have tons and tons of refined sugar in it. So that's why we use maple syrup instead of refined sugar. So you can help your cacao butter along when it's melting with a little bit of a whisk. It won't take that long. So just as a reminder, I know you all know about doTERRA oils, but just as a reminder that we're only doing this with doTERRA oils because with other oils it would be very unsafe to drop them into your food because of the quality of these oils. It's safe for us to do that So I've put in your little set wild orange and peppermint, but you can totally go crazy and try all sorts of different flavors. So some really nice ones that some people like. If you like Turkish delight, then geranium chocolate is lovely. Or you could do lime and ginger chocolate, or black pepper, and you can add a little bit of salt to it. Have salt and black pepper chocolate. So there's a whole load of things. On guard chocolate is the one that I've just made. So you can totally explore. We're doing the base recipe, and then you can do whatever you like. So I know Helen's made some. You made those, Mirella, chocolate dip biscuits. So you can dip, you could put dip something in the, you know, you
Sorry, Lindsay, I can't hear you very much because there's a lot of is it unwrapping, or I don't know if someone's unwrapping stuff. I can't hear you, darling. So maybe we should mute just for.
Yeah, I will.
I just wanted to ask Lindsay, would we need to have cocoa with us, because I don't have it. So.
Say that again, sorry.
Do we need to have the cocoa? Do we need to have bought it, or do we? Was it in the package?
It should have been in the package.
Right. Okay. No, that's fine. I wasn't sure if I needed to have had another one. No, that's fine.
Oh, no,
it's there. I've got it then.
Oh, God, perfect. I thought, oh no, did I not put it in? Yeah. So you've got all the ingredients already weighed and measured for you in your little set. So literally once you get to that point, you're tipping it all in. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's almost melted in mine. So hopefully yours is too. So we actually made these for the teachers at school. So it's a really nice way to just be able to give them something healthy as opposed to flying with sugar or other things. So all right, so as you'll see as we go through, it's a very, very easy recipe. I think a few of you have a Thermomix on here. If you do have a Thermomix, you can pop this in the Thermomix and it does it all really, really quickly as well. So next, once that's melted, you're just going to tip in your cacao powder. So your 2 tablespoons of cacao powder. I'm just going to pop that in there. It doesn't need to be heated anymore at all, so you can totally turn off the heat for that.
Sorry, Lindsay, is that the full pack that you've sent through? All of that?
All of that, yeah. All of that. Yes, I apologise for the non-environmentally friendly packaging. I just couldn't think of another way to not have it explode in the bag on the way to you. So it was not my favourite thing to be sending. Lots of Ziploc bags, but hopefully I'll find another way for it.
Lindsay, do we take the jug off the heat now?
So you can leave it on there. You can turn off the heat, but you can leave it in there just while we're adding all the other ingredients. And then when we whisk it in, then we'll be able to take it off the heat and dry it. So that's why you've got your cloth or your kitchen roll to dry the bottom. So we're now adding our maple syrup. So you've got your whole pot of maple syrup. That is 2 tablespoons of maple syrup. So you're doing 2 tablespoons of maple syrup. I usually do about 4 or 5 times batch at a time. So then they just stay in the fridge or the freezer waiting for me, or my children, because they love this too. So once you've added those ingredients, we're going to just whisk it, mix it around nicely and make sure it's all combined, so we don't want any separation. At this point, you can just take your jug off. It makes it a little bit easier to mix it off the heat or out of the water. And you want to dry the bottom just so that you don't drip into your molds when you're pouring it in as well. Okay, so we're whisking that. You should have a nice smooth chocolate. You can totally have a taste of it. You add your oils, and then you can then add your oils. So if you drip a little bit on your fingers. Hope it tastes nice. How are we doing? Is everyone with me? Give me a thumbs up if you are, or unmute yourself.
So I've taken mine off and whisked it. I haven't put my oils in yet. Are you about to do that, or did I miss that?
No, we're about to do that now. Yeah. So check we're all together before we add the oils.
Lovely, thank you.
Perfect. So we should all have a nice smooth, and it will get thicker as it cools. That's why I want to just keep whisking it so it stays nicely combined. Not permanently, it's not like a complicated sauce or anything, but you just want to whisk it every now and then. So the next thing, unless anyone stops and flags, they'll carry on to the oils. So these are my two favorites, are wild orange and peppermint. I absolutely love peppermint chocolates. This is essentially your equivalents to your Terry's chocolate orange or your after eights. And so I love the after eight. So I usually go for peppermint. So I would start with 2 drops of whatever oil you're adding and then taste it, and you can increase that because obviously you can't take any out. So you're going to add 2 drops. With your tiny little sample vials, that will be 4 drops of your sample vials, 4 or 5. So if you tap the bottom of your tiny bottle, so you're going to take your bottle and tap it on the bottom of the bottle quite firmly, and that's how you'll get your drops out.
Maya just went, those are my favourites.
Ah, lovely.
Mine too. They're mine too. Mine too.
Oh, really?
Very
Nice.
chocolate orange and after eights. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
2 drops. Will you turn it off?
2 drops of the big bottle or 4 drops of the tiny bottles, and then you're just going to whisk that.
No, ever, never orange. She's gone, don't you dare.
Ah, who said that?
My daughter Izzy, she hates chocolate orange.
That's my sister as well. My sister, no, don't do orange.
What about clementine?
You know, clementine, you can definitely do clementine. I do quite like lime and ginger, to be fair. It's quite a nice, I do a little bit more lime than ginger. So it has a slight kick, but you have that lovely lime flavour. So you can really play. You can also add dried fruit or dehydrated raspberries is quite nice, or freeze-dried raspberries. So you can make nuts, you can totally chuck all sorts of things in there and have a play and just do it the way you want to.
Are we putting both of the oils in, Lindsay?
Pardon?
Are we putting both the oils in?
No, I would just choose one of them.
Right,
You
okay.
can, it won't be a problem, but you won't really taste both flavours at once.
No, that's fine. I only wanted the orange.
Yeah. So you're just
Yeah, I'm not a peppermint fan.
okay, perfect. So
It's
you
amazing.
4 mini drops of wild orange in there, and then taste it. Definitely taste it before you go to the next stage, just to check that it has the flavour you want it to. So if it's not strong enough for you, then you can add another drop. So I'm going to add another drop of peppermint to mine. So that will be 3 drops in total for me with the big drops. But if you're doing the tiny ones, then that's 2 drops at a time. It is equivalent to 1 big drop.
So I love it all. I just put the whole lot in.
I love you, Marvel.
The whole lot's in.
Brilliant. I want to come to yours for a drink.
Absolutely.
Okay, so whisk that nicely in. Do you want to taste it, Marvel, and see if it's, how does it taste? Orangey.
I've done that. It's gorgeous. I've done that already.
Oh, good.
She's drunk it. She needs to make more.
So if we're going to pour a whole one of anything in, it would be the wild orange, because the peppermint would be very strong if you poured the whole thing. So that's lovely that now you can use the peppermint for other reasons. So you can totally use that. We're going to do that just after we pour this into our mold. Then we'll have a little inhale of peppermint and wild orange. So you're going to get your mold.
May I just ask something?
Yeah.
You don't add any coconut oil or anything like that then?
No. So actually that was interesting. That's a question my mum asked me. She was making this yesterday. We don't add coconut oil. You can make chocolate with coconut oil, but it will melt much more quickly, because as you know, as soon as you touch coconut oil, it kind of just, you know, collapses, because cacao butter is hard when it's hot, when it's at room temperature. This chocolate doesn't melt immediately. So to a firmer, so you get that crunch, whereas opposed to some chocolates that are raw chocolate, you don't get that crunch, it kind of just melts.
Yeah, because I've made chocolates with coconut oil before, and yeah, you're right.
Amazing.
You don't get the crunch sound, do you?
It melts. I keep it in the freezer and eat it from the freezer, which is lovely. But okay, super, thank you.
All right, so we're going to pour that into our mold. So it should be, if you roughly get about 15 chocolates from that amount, so it should fill your mold or thereabouts. You don't have to go all the way to the top. So I like to just let it drip. You can hopefully see what I'm doing is I just kind of let the drip, I'll stop it before it gets to the top and let the drip go. If it does spill, don't worry about it. It will all go hard and you'll be able to eat it anyway. So you're just pouring that into your mold. And if it's taking a little bit of time, then you can give it a whisk as you go along, just to make sure it's not separating. My mold is a bit bigger, actually, a bit wider, so I'm not sure I'll get the full mold, but we'll. I've got doTERRA reindeer chocolates. They're just fun. All right. And then you can either obviously pop your jug into hot water, or you can ask any little helpers that you might have to clean that out for you. That's what my children do. And then you're just going to pop that into either your fridge or freezer, depending on how desperate you are to get your chocolates.
She's already asked me to lick the bowl and has had the insulin for it in preparation.
That's brilliant. That's definitely forward planning. I love it. So we're going to pop this in the freezer or the fridge. Either will work. It just obviously is faster in the freezer. I'm just going to pop that in the freezer.
Yeah, it's fine, it's fine. Shall I put that in the freezer?
All right. How are you getting on? Is that a good thing? Everyone's okay? Perfect. So now that we've got our chocolates in the fridge or freezer, I want you to just take your oils, your little bottles, and I want you to just put a drop of wild orange in one hand. Well, you do 2 or 3 drops from your tiny bottle or one of your big bottles. Are you all with me, or is anyone still in the fridge, putting them in the fridge?
With you.
I can see most of you. Marvell, are you with us?
Oh, yeah, I'm making space in the fridge.
Oh, perfect. I always have that problem, that it's not flat enough. I'll let you do that. So what we're going to do is put 1 drop of wild orange in one hand, then you're going to put 1 drop of peppermint in the other hand. It's one of my favourite things to do. And so then you're going to rub your hands together. I want you to close your nose and mouth, and then close your eyes. Close your eyes, cup your nose and mouth, and take some deep breaths.
That's cleared your sinuses.
That's lovely, that is.
So it cleans your sinuses, it's just uplifting. So the wild orange is a natural mood lifter. If you don't already know this, wild orange is a natural mood lifter, and peppermint is a natural energizer. So that combination is just happy energy, ready for you to just get going with whatever you're needing to do. So that's kind of it from me for today. But so all I'm going to leave you to do is to let your chocolates set, and then send me a photo or drop me a message or post it in my community. I'd love to see how your chocolates come out, and to hear how they taste.
Lovely. Thank you so much. That was lovely.
Lovely, thanks very much.
And I'm going to pick your idea. I'm going to use them for the gifts tomorrow for the teachers, and pretend it's my idea.
It's brilliant. It's brilliant. So it just, it's just a really nice way, and actually very cost effective as well.
Yes,
if you're looking for another time in the year.
Love it. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Lindsay. Thank
So
you.
it's lovely to see you all. I'm going to remove the pin, so I'm
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Christmas, everyone.
Bye.
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 Bye, darling.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Take care.
We'll go. Just we've got every Wednesday. You've got different workshops. So this is kind of a one-off session. We're going to be doing more of these where they're more interactive, where you make something together. But every Wednesday you have got a workshop of some kind, and this is pausing over the Christmas holidays, because let's face it, it's going to be chaos in most homes. But in January it gets started again every Wednesday, 1 o'clock and 8 o'clock. We've got a different topic each week, so check in on the Eventbrite to event so that you can see all of the timetable for those. So things like skincare, green cleaning, hormone balancing, emotions like stress, sleep and emotions, all of those kind of things. And pet care, that's a big one, pet care. So do check in as there. And then children and babies too. So that one might be more relevant to you, Helen. So it's so lovely to see you all. Thanks for joining, and I hope you enjoy your chocolates later on today.
Thank you very much. You just look like you've got a proper demo kitchen with your Thermomix in the background. I'm very jealous.
In the middle, yeah, our hob is in the middle of the kitchen, like on
Very
the
jealous of your kitchen.
Oh, thank you.
Oh,
It's immaculate everywhere.
Thank you so much. We'll send a picture over later.
I would love to see pictures. Please do. That would be lovely.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Happy Christmas.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks.
Bye.
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 Bye.